This is a tutorial to show you how to use the app Color Splurge. It can be seen down on the bottom row, the black and white picture that has the strawberry highlighted in color. This app will help you change colors of your photos. So to begin, you have to install the app Color Splurge and then open it up and hit Start. Here's a bunch of projects that I've already started or been working on. So what you're going to want to do is create a project. So touch Create a Project. It gives you the option to open a photo from an album or to take a new picture. So how about I take a new picture? We'll see how it works. Yes, I wanted to access my... Hey, hello. There's a great picture. We'll use that. This app has a lot of ads that come up. That's just kind of one of the downfalls of not purchasing it. In the top right corner you can see an X, but just X out of that and get out of there. Okay, so here you are. It uploads your picture as a black and white to begin with. And in the bottom row there are all the options. The gray box is around the blue cup with the tools in it. This will recolor your picture in its original color. And so I enlarged my brush and I can make selections there. I can select other things to be recolored. Okay. The tool to the right of the blue cup is the gray cup. It makes everything black and white again. Turned around arrow tool is your undo arrow. It will undo the steps that you've previously taken. The paintbrush is where you can decrease or increase the size of your brush. The colored cup in the middle lets you add some colors. The wand with the star gives you some filters that you can do for colored images, which these don't work right now because my color is black and white. But if I go to the gray filters, those will adjust the grays of my photo. So those are options there. The question mark, I believe, is just kind of tutorials. You're welcome to watch those to see how to do other functions in this app. The arrow on the right takes you to some new options once you've added some color. There is a place for adding some frames. There's a place for stickers. They require you to rate them before you can use them. The little tag image here is for text, and you can add some text. The little skeleton guy on the bottom here, I believe, is more options for extra stickers. And here's another ad, so unfortunately you have to wait for the ad to go through. There's the X, hit the X. I'm not interested in that because really what I want us using this app for is the color. I'm going to go back using that arrow to where I was with the color. So let's say I want to recolor my glasses and maybe just a few things around me. I'm going to use 2 fingers to enlarge the picture. Woo! And maybe I want to recolor my glasses. So 2 fingers to touch and drag the picture, 2 fingers to enlarge it. I'm going to make my brush pretty tiny and make my glasses red again. And so I'm just using my finger on the screen. So I think what I'll do is make my brush a little bit smaller. I'm going to touch the black and white option. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more here, and I'm going to show you how I can go in and remove some of that skin color because I just want the glasses. Pretty nice. So you can see on the picture already, the right side of my glasses is already much more detailed. You can see on this side there's some skin tone there. So again, you do have the ability to go right in there and get some really fine coloring done. Maybe I want some of the art in the background colored. The blue cup gives it its original color. I'm using my 2 fingers and zoom in on this art back here. And I'm going to make my brush a little bit bigger. Why am I recoloring this? Because the art has red in it. And I decided to recolor the red in my glasses. So maybe I'm going to look for, oops, I tried to move the picture and I accidentally made a mark. What should I do? The undo button. 2 fingers will move the picture for you, enlarge it, decrease the size. I'm going to make sure my brush size is good. I'm going to come in here. So, this app is pretty good for recoloring just some places, but then another thing it can do is you can change colors of things. So if I hit that colored block, I get some Color options. The color wheel on the left is locked. If you touch that, it's going to ask you to upgrade. You haven't paid for this app, so that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and maybe choose the red color and see what happens if I recolor my shirt red. Ooh. That doesn't look so nice, but I could enlarge this and go back in with a smaller brush, hit my black and white cup, really take out the parts that I don't want to be red. It does take a little bit of practice. Might have to go over a line once or twice. So you have the ability to go in and get some pretty good detail. Whoops! Uh-oh. Undo. Maybe I'm going to see what happens if my hair is green. But, you know, the point of this app would be to think about color changes. Why would you be changing the colors? Why would you be leaving parts of it black? What are you trying to say with the color choices that you've made here? And definitely make sure whatever you do, you know, makes sense and looks nice. Go back in and edit those places that maybe you didn't want to be colored. Play with it, have fun, make some art. Use color for your advantage, and I can't wait to see what you get. Once you are through editing your photo, you need to save it. So the arrow on the bottom right is what you're going to touch. Touch the right arrow. And again, you have to touch that button on the right again. It looks like it's a down arrow for downloading it into a file or a space. So touch that little circle gray down arrow button again. It usually pops up an ad. This one, unfortunately, is one you're forced to watch for 14 seconds. You'll be able to select the X to close it in the top right. These are your options for saving. It gives you a bunch of image resolution options, and I usually keep it at 600 by 800. That is just fine for most things that we'll need to do with it. Right below the image resolution options, it says Instagram, album, more, email, and you want to save it to your album. So touch album. And it might say that it wants access to your photos, which it did for me earlier. So you'll say okay, and then it tells you there it did save it, and you say okay. That is how you save your image. Then I can hit my home screen, go to my photos, and there it is in my photos for me to use.